Hello, I'm Mark Ells, Town Manager in Barnstable, and I'm here to provide you with a community update. We're still progressing through the phased recovery of this COVID situation. I think you're all aware at this point that the numbers of positive cases have increased in recent weeks through the holiday season and continue to do so. That we're watching it carefully and encouraging everybody to continue to take personal responsibility during this situation. Wear a mask, properly distance from one another, manage your group size, especially when it goes outside of your immediate family. And all of those are critical until we are able to move through the three-phased program relevant to vaccination. So today I'm going to focus on what we understand about that vaccination process. We're getting a lot of phone calls and inquiries from our public. Um, Understand that the town of Barnstable and none of the towns or cities in the Commonwealth control this directly. We are certainly an important part of it as it is implemented. So what we'll do is try to share with you the most accurate information that in most cases we're receiving from the state. That's the source of the information. So once again, I'll encourage you all to go to mass.gov COVID and follow. And it's very simple prompts when you go in. For example, if you go on right now and you look, there's a question that says, when can I get a COVID vaccine in Massachusetts? Click on it and follow that. It's really important. We will share the information that we have, but we do not control when the vaccines come in and or what the plan is. We follow the governor's plan, the governor's orders and directives we have since the beginning of this situation. So please use those links. You could also go in through our town website, and it will ultimately take you through to whatever the source is on the state website. And we'll try to keep, the links are constant, but hopefully the information that you're able to access is regularly updated. Now, the plan that's out there is a three-phase plan. And it's in an order of priority as to how the vaccines will be administered. And we are in phase one at this point. And that's focused on clinical and non-clinical healthcare workers and first responders. That's emergency services and fire and police. Some of the more risky population in places like long-term care facilities, congregate care facilities. And there's some other specific categories. And again, if you go on the state's website, you can see what phase one is, and we are in phase one right now. Phase two begins to more broadly administer the vaccines. And in the case of the town of Barnstable, about a third of our population fall into that phase two vaccine category. And it includes adults 65 and older. It includes some other specific areas in education and other individuals with high risks. We're anticipating that moving forward in February, March, perhaps into April. And then phase three would occur after phase two is complete. At this point, they'll look, and so that would be making the vaccine generally available. We're planning for this in the town of Barnstable. That will be administered much like flu vaccines for all of us. And we're all familiar with annually, whether we get it or not. Most of us get it now because it's required for many of us. But, most of us are familiar with how a flu vaccine is administered. But we do know there's a tremendous amount of demand once we reach phase 3. And we ask you to be patient. We ask you to continually check these websites to see if anything's changed. We will certainly share changes with you. But many of the calls we're receiving, people are getting very anxious. They're not in a panic yet, but they're very anxious, and they demand and they want to know when we will be administering these vaccines. And I just think it's an important fact for you to remember that we don't control the distribution of the vaccine, nor do we control the schedule for which those vaccines will be distributed. So we will be ready. We will do our best to reach each of those targeted groups in each of the 3 phases, and we will continue to communicate with you and provide you the best information we can so that you can plan for how you're going to move forward relevant to this vaccine. So again, we thank you for your patience as we move through this. And if you have questions at any time, reach out to us. We're here and we'll do everything we can to answer them. Thank you for listening and stay well.
In addition to the threat of COVID-19, it is also cold and flu season.
We understand that it is tempting to come to work when you or a family member are feeling under the weather. However,
we ask that for the safety of your coworkers
and our residents,
that you not come to work if you or a family member are ill or feel like you're coming down with something.
Even if your symptoms don't resemble COVID-19.
Cold, flu, strep, and stomach bug germs can be just as contagious.
Please continue to stay the course and keep physical distance.
Wear a mask or face covering.
Washing your hands in frequently touched surfaces.
Avoiding crowds and choosing outdoor activities over indoor ones when possible.
Wearing a mask is only effective to stop the spread of COVID-19 if it's worn properly.
Please know this is making a difference each and every day, and it is not the time to let our guard down.
Thank you.